Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel, ScooterATVSales.com, bringing you some tech tips today. You probably see that we have the Amigo Dragster 200 on our lift. We're going to throw out some basic tips to do some basic service. So we got Tyson here today. Say hi, Tyson.
Hello.
And he's going to help us along here, and we're going to throw out the tips here with Tyson on the basic oil changes to the alignment, to adjusting the chain, as well as your air filter. So those of you at home that want to do some basic service on your brand new Amigo Dragster 200 trike bike, you guys, we're going to throw that out right now. All right, we're going to start with the front end, you guys. Now, a lot of these trikes here, you definitely need to align the front wheels properly. Again, you have to do this from time to time. Now, these are all done already, like from our shop here in Northern Nevada. Everything's tested and tuned and ready to ride, ready to go. This is a brand new Dragster 200, but we're just going to throw out the tips, you guys, for those of you at home or across state lines all around the country that own one of these and want to do their adjustments. We got Tyson here. Let's start with the tie rods over here in the front end.
Okay, well, in order to adjust your alignment on these, you have the you have your tie rods going across over here. On each side, there's a nut that locks onto this bar. One of them is reverse threaded and one of them standard threaded, so you turn them both the same way if you want to loosen them. So like this will rotate up, and same with this as well. And then you just spin this rod depending on to lengthen or shorten this to change how the how the wheels are aligned. Okay,
so these on both sides, these tie rods over here, you're going to loosen this where my finger is at, as well as these here. And what size are we using?
Those are 9/16 or 14 millimeter.
All right, 9/16 or 14 millimeter. You guys are going to use this. Now this is going to allow you, there's tie rods here on both sides, as you can see where my hand's at. You're going to loosen these out, and it's going to allow you to pull the wheels in or further out, properly aligning them so you get proper wear as well as proper braking. So the braking will be equal on all sides, you guys. So that is how to do the standard alignment. We're going to work our way back now. Oil change, you guys. A lot of you guys that own these want to do their own oil changes. So we're on the right side right now of the Dragster 200. And you can tell this is where the shifter is at, where my hand's at. You got the neutral position, which should always park it in. This is the oil fill and oil check as well, where my finger's at. All right, so this is going to be where you drop your oil. What size do we use here, Tyson?
Oh, that's a 17 millimeter.
Okay. All right, so go ahead. We're actually going to give a true oil change on this one. Change out the oil.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, remember that up under this cap is a spring along with a little thimble oil screen. So when you're loosening this up, it will try to push the spring out.
Okay, let's take a look at how he does that. Get a little closer here. And now this takes just shy of a quart of oil, you guys. You can see the oil coming out, pouring out here. And you can see the thumbnail he's talking about here, how it's set up. So make sure it goes back in its proper location.
Which is the small end of the spring goes into the cap. The thimble goes down into the large end of the spring.
Okay, you guys can see that. All right, so we're going to set this down here and let that oil come out of the engine over here and work our way to the back area here. So we're going to show you guys what area here to adjust your chain. Now we don't actually have to adjust this chain because it's been done already, but we're going to show you what to loosen and how to go ahead and adjust it. So
okay.
Go ahead.
Well, the first thing you need to do is loosen up the axle here. So this side is a 24 millimeter. The other side is a 19 millimeter.
All right, let's walk around to the other side, you guys. So you're going to loosen the axle first. All right.
Loosen the axle first. Then you will loosen up these jam nuts. Like, see this nut that's right up here against the against the front of the swing arm here. And if you need to if you need to loosen your chain up a little bit, you turn this in, and then you push the tire in. And or if you need it tighter, you just crank these down evenly on both sides at the same time. And I find it's usually easiest just to loosen these up a fair amount slide it in as far, slide it in a little way so your chain is too loose, and then slowly tighten down the bolts on either side, or turn these bolts out on either side to push these blocks back, and that will set your chain tension.
Okay, so we're going to loosen this nut right here where my finger's at. All right,
with the 10
on
millimeter.
both sides with a 10 millimeter. Then this will allow you to spin this in. All right, and then loosening your chain.
Yes.
Okay, and then if you want to tighten your chain, then you turn this in the outside right here, correct?
Correct, yes.
Using the same, what size?
Using the 10 millimeter.
10 millimeter as well.
Yeah, both this nut and the head of the bolt are both 10 millimeter.
Okay, now you guys can see that's the same way here on this side, so the sides are exactly identical, you guys. And then once you reach your proper tension on the chain, then what are we going to do?
As soon as you get the proper tension on the chain, you tighten this axle bolt back down.
Okay.
So it's nice and tight, and then you tighten the jam nuts back down up against the front of the swing arm here.
Okay, there you guys have it. So that's how to adjust the chain, which is important. This is proper chain adjustment is always very, very important. So we're going to walk around now to the other side over here. Actually, let's stay on this side. This is where your spark plug's located, you guys. And that's where you're going to remove your spark plug. Point it out right there.
Yep, this is the spark plug right in here.
Okay.
So you just pull this cap off, slides out.
There you go, and it exposes your spark plug, you guys. Now, we use NGK brand. This is a CR7HSA. This is the actual spark plug to use on this particular one. You can. And then this is the fuel filter, you guys. Always use a high quality fuel filter, and you'll see under here where my hand's at, it's probably, let's see, where my hand's at right here, this is where your, right here, I'm moving it right here, this is your fuel filter here, and this is where you change this out as well when you need to do that. So see where the spark plug's at right now, you guys. So again, it's going to take a standard, what size spark plug puller? A metric, correct?
That's a 16 millimeter or a 5/8 standard 5/8 spark plug socket.
Okay, all right. So let's work our way around this side here. Some basic service again. So this right here is where your air filter, your foam air filter is located, you guys. So if you need to remove this from time to time to clean it out, this is the air box right here. Now there's some mounting bolts over here. You got one over here that mounts the cover on this. So you have to remove one. There's one up here, 2, 3, and then 4, and then one down here as well. This will remove the cover, allowing you to get access to that foam filter that's behind. Again, it's behind the frame area here, you guys. So it's right here where my hand's at. So that'll give you access to that, you guys. So this pretty much concludes. I think we pretty much covered the basic servicing. Oh, one important area to adjust. Now this does include a parking brake feature, you guys. Now where my hand's at, I'm going to show you that parking brake. Now the parking brake is on this side, which we have activated right here where my hand's at here. It locks the TRIKE in place, so it's a parking brake similar to the one on your car. Now if you need to make an adjustment on that, what do we do here, Tyson?
So to adjust this, use a 12 millimeter wrench on this nut right here. So you just loosen this guy up right here, and then if you need the parking brake tighter, you just turn this knob in, and you keep turning it in until the parking brake handle feels about right without the back tire dragging when it's spinning.
Okay, well there
then you lock it back down.
Okay.
With
okay, so you're going to loosen this up with a 10 millimeter?
12.
A 12 millimeter, you're going to loosen this up, and then this allows you to spin it in to tighten it. If you want to loosen it, you turn it counterclockwise, right? You back it out.
That's correct.
And then you re-tighten this up over here, you guys. So there, you guys have some basic tips for your Amigo Dragster 200 on doing the oil change. We got the chain adjustment over here, you guys. This is your parking brake adjustment. And then of course, your wheel alignment over here, you guys. So also, I'll throw out before we go, you can always purchase a spanner wrench, an adjustable spanner wrench to adjust the notches here, which will allow you to adjust the stiffness of the shocks here. So this actually has adjustments on the front Again, you can pick that up at Harbor Freight. You can buy it on Amazon, a spanner wrench. And you'll see the rear has it as well, where my finger's at over here. It allows you to adjust the stiffness of the shock if you choose to do that. These come pretty much stock at an equal suspension, where it's pretty decent when you're riding around your standard streets. But some of those of you that are a little bit larger riders that need perhaps an adjustment in the back, this is where you would adjust your shocks, you guys. So we want to thank Tyson here today. He throwing out the tips over here to do your basic service on your Dragster 200 by Amigo. Again, these are designed for Amigo, disc brakes all the way around. You guys can check out the video we just recently did, video review on the Dragster 200. I'll put a link above. And thank again Tyson here throwing out the tips. Hope you guys are well, and we'll see you guys soon. If you need some parts, universal parts, it's ScooterATVparts.com. Find us on Instagram at ScooterATVSales. And take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.